It's not just the way you walk, but what was in my heart, you know, I just felt totally confident.
Oh, great shot.
Ball is hit that way down the ground. That's going to be 6.
And what a shot. Oh, what a start by Vivian Richards. And there he goes again.
This isn't batting, this is murder.
And he now has more centuries in limited over internationals than anybody else.
Oh, that's a beauty. What a hit.
And when Richards gets 100, he gets 100.
There it is. Tremendous applause, a standing ovation for the great player. A great moment for Vivian Richards.
One of Wisden's 5 cricketers of the 20th century, Vivian Richards, the Master Blaster. Viv, we had you at lunchtime with Michael Slater, enjoyed that thoroughly, and now we're going to talk batting, the thing that you made so spectacular for so many people. You loved to entertain, didn't you?
Well, it was all part of the package, I guess, and when you get an opportunity to do so. And every now and again, you do need a little bit of confidence to accomplish your wish.
Right. Show us how you stood first. Fascinated in your stance and your grip.
I've always felt that batting is all about your comfort zone. Even though you may have a lot of respect for the individual who is at the other end, I guess, you can only wait until maybe you are retired. You can have a drink and you can tell him how much you admire him. Right. But when it's out here, it's all about you.
So you're imposing yourself upon him.
Very important.
Okay, you walk to the crease very strong, very powerful. You take guard.
It's all about your comfort zone when you catch your guard, when you take your guard. And one of the more important things for any young batter, always make sure that you're controlling things. Sometimes you have some of these fast bowlers, or whether it's a spinner, sometimes they're turning you so quick. You may be batting like that, and all of a sudden you look up there in your face. You always dictate terms, and it's always important too to make sure that you tell them nicely. Sorry, mate. Very important.
Okay, stay there, mates. Let's see your grip. Pretty orthodox, actually.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah, bottom hand. How strong is the grip?
Well, this would definitely be, the left hand would definitely be the stronger in terms of gripping the bat.
Okay.
And then it's just basically as support.
Yeah.
And you make sure that this is light as possible, because you don't want this to be coming too tight, and you're gripping it like, well, you're looking to choke the bat handle off. It's about picking it up, and hopefully when you get into your shot, bang, that's when the grip bit comes in. That's when you start feeling.
I noticed that you picked the bat up slightly towards sort of second slip. You weren't bothered about picking it up straight.
No. You can pick it up basically coming out from even third, second.
Yeah.
But the most important thing is the impact, where you finish.
Okay.
And if you can come down wide, but yet still you're pretty straight along the line.
Through the line of the ball.
That's very
In your stance,
important.
how much did you focus on having your eyes level, and how big a part did your eyes play?
Well, there are times you have batters, who sometimes lose nick and they start worrying about a lot of things. The bat is not good. Where my feet, the things like that are moving. To me, it's all about watching the ball. And whenever you watch the ball and you watch the ball closely and carefully enough, you're going to have, your feet are going to move. Everything is going to move. Okay. Because of what you're seeing.
Are your eyes level in your stance?
Very much so. And it's all about having a still head. You can be chewing the gum as much as you like, but the most important thing is to make sure that that head is very still.
Okay. Now, when do you pick up the length of the ball? Gary Sobers, I read, once said that if the ball's released here, it's full. If it's released there, it's short, and somewhere in the middle is a good length. I mean, do you really see it out of the bowler's hand?
If you want to play properly, it is important that you focus a lot on the ball. And I've always felt that when you hear guys say they're out of nick, to me, I'll give them something much more interesting to have a look at, which means try and pay a little bit more attention to the bowler's arm, because and you can use it in such a way also that that ball that is coming out of the bowler's arm is like a mini grenade.
Okay.
And if it explodes in you, you're going to be in serious trouble.
All right. Now, in your stance, you often made a little move forward. These days they call it the forward press. Tell us about that.
Well, I hope with the forward press, because pressing to me sounds like you're going to stay there all your life.
Right.
And with that, one's got to be very loose on your feet. And here's where I say, you know, for any young batter who may be watching this particular show, it is all about the looseness of your feet. If you come here and you remain there, as you call the press, something comes a little short, someone like Brett and his pace, you're going to be in serious trouble. Okay. So it's all about having the awareness in mind about getting here and then making the necessary adjustment.
All right, so you just little move on the turn, then you can
sometimes you can give them an opportunity, let them think that you're coming. And sometimes they change their mind, and you've got to leave your options pretty much open. Right. That it could be of full length, and when you do that and you come back here, you're hoping that's a little bit short, so it's in your zone, so you can do the necessary pulling.
All right. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll have a look at you in action, and you can talk us through some of your own stroke play. Good. See you in a minute.
Good stuff.
South Africans have been bowled up for 388, so a lead for the Australians of 162, a strong position indeed for Michael Clarke and his team, who've bowled very well today. Viv Richards is doing our masterclass here at tea time, Vodafone tea break, and we've talked about some of the elements that made up his quality play. We were in the middle of footwork, and before we show some footage, we'll just talk finally about that footwork and that little move forward and the ability to spring back. In a couple of the shots we're about to see, you appear almost as if you've gone back and across early to get in a position to play that shot. The game's changed a bit. Mark Taylor was talking on air about that and the fact that these days almost everybody wants to be forward. Different game of cricket then.
I see guys who go forward and yet still you can't afford to be pressing forward all your life where batsmanship is concerned, because you've got to be able to worry about individuals, you know, who are dangerous enough, who can get it up above head high. And when you come here, you can't afford to stay there.
But your great thing was to take him on. You never wore a helmet, Viv, ever. Why not?
Well, I guess technology wasn't quite as it is today, and that I think is of enormous help. And my cap meant so much to me. You know, it may sound cocky, it may sound arrogant, but my cap meant a lot. That's why you're given caps. Okay. So I felt I was going to put it to proper use.
You wanted to impose yourself on bowlers. We'll see a few shots here of 140-odd you made at the Wacker, one of your famous innings. You come out, you take guard again. You're taking your time. There's that long, slow wait. Then the short ball and straight into the hook stroke. We see some lovely drives. The mind games were very important for you.
It is. I guess in anything that you're doing, if you're strong enough mentally. And I've always felt that if he is working reasonably okay, everything filters down. If you're weak here, you're going to have weakness all over your body. So it's about being strong mentally, and if you have that, everything else is going to work, and a little bit of belief in what you're doing also. That is going to be of vital importance.
I wanted to come to belief. How do you teach belief to a young batsman?
How a psychologist does it, I don't know.
But you had it inherently. No one taught you it.
Well, I guess as a little kid, I had some belief about the game of cricket itself. We get into this game early enough to have an idea whether you would like to pursue it or not. But at the end of the day, believing that you belong in this arena. If you don't believe, you're gonna. I'm not gonna make one little example. You look at Ian Bell. I felt early on in his career, he was a little bit shy about being out in the middle.
Right.
He didn't quite believe in himself as he should.
Okay.
Today, he looks the package. Why? Because he starts to believe. Okay. You can look and see when he's playing his shots. There's a little flourish, and that is a belief. When you have that little flourish, it is something that you have learned over the years, I guess.
Give us a moment on the one-day game. I'd like to just talk about improvisation, because you used to be able to hit a ball from outside off stump through mid-wicket and from outside leg stump over extra cover. So talk about improvisation.
Well, it's about, if you're going to do this, it's about maybe waiting as long as possible. You have a guy who's running up and he's reasonably quick. Sometimes you have guys who are moving away when he's halfway through his run. That, I think, there cannot be any worse moment for you to do that. Why? Because that individual can change his style.
Okay.
He can
so stay
do whatever.
Still is what you're saying.
So it's about staying still as long as possible.
Okay.
And by doing that, the last moment, which means you're watching the ball as closely as possible. And when you make that particular movement backwards, it's all about you would have seen that particular delivery almost leaving the hand.
So you're saying it's not a premeditated thing by you?
You can't premeditate. But what I'm saying, if you're moving toward, in order for you to get the best or maximum result, it's about hanging in there as long as possible. And just at the point of delivery, when he comes, then you make your movement. Because if he's going to change his whole pattern, he could be injury prone at some point.
Okay, your two moves were, one was away and one was inside the line. Give
Well,
us
it's all
both.
about my first move, basically, and let me tell you as simple as possible. It's about aggression first.
Okay.
If I could not do what I wanted to do, well, bow.
Right. So your aggression wants to come over to your opponent.
Yeah, it's my aggression. It's all about coming.
Give us the little move away. We want to see those feet dance. Beautiful.
And that's what it's all about. You know, it's I'm maybe a little bit long in the tooth to do it the way I would like.
All right.
But I guess in the twilight zone, that's not too bad, is it?
We got to go, mate. They're ready in the middle. What a pleasure.
Good to see you.
Just lovely to hear you talk the
Bye-bye.
game. Viv Richards, ladies and gentlemen. Fantastic.